Hi there. My name is Steve Atwell, though some of you may know me as Krorath, the Klingon, as I appear in several Advanced Majors homemade fan film productions, Menard, The Kronstar Chronicles, etc. et al. And Vance asked me if I would adjust my camera shortly brief, if I would start doing some original content to put on this channel. So this is my first entry. I'm going to be doing a monthly look at nerdish events, calendar stuff. Um, I've never seen an actual official nerd or geek calendar, but I have compiled a lot of stuff from various sources that I found online, Facebook, Twitter, just general searchings, etc., etc. And I'm gonna come by once a month, the beginning of once a month. Today is it's the 7th of May. Excuse me. I'm recording on Friday, the 7th of May. The first Friday in May. Going forward, I'm gonna try to do these a bit earlier so we can get it out like in the first day of May, first Saturday in May, or the first Saturday before, or excuse me, first Saturday of each month, or the first Saturday before each month starts, so we all have something to look forward to instead of having missed a week's worth of interesting and exciting nerdish type holidays. Now, I encourage anyone watching who has any knowledge of any nerdish type holidays happening that I missed here that I'm unaware of to please send a link below in the comments. Tell us what holidays you know of and include a link to a source describing the holiday to make sure people ain't trying to put some over on us and just making stuff up. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's National One-Eared Bunnies Day. Did you not know about? No. Real, actual nerdish holidays that are celebrated by actual, real nerdish peoples on this planet, if not elsewhere as well. So May is a very good month to be doing this in because there are an awful lot of nerdish holidays that happen this month. What we've already missed was, believe it or not, on the 1st of May, it was Batman Day. Batman. Celebrating the first appearance, the first debut issue, first appearance of Batman in Detective Comics number 27, which was published back in 1939. And boy, howdy, whatever became of that guy since. Which I would encourage next year, those of you watching who want to get in on the act, do your darndest to celebrate the Dark Knight, as he's known, on the 1st of May, and have fun with it. First Saturday in May, by the way, not that is necessarily nerdish, but it's kind of an interesting thing. It's World Naked Gardening Day. So if you have any bushes that need trimming, or hedges that need watered, feel free to do it in your birthday suit on the 1st of May. No, on the first Saturday in May. Also, during the month of May, the 3rd of May, was National Paranormal Day, for those who want to believe. Personally, I'm a natural-born skeptic and don't really buy into supernatural stuff. Though I do have a ghost story that I'm not going to tell right now, but maybe I'll get together with Vance and share it on his other, one of his other programs. Of course, May the 4th was Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And with you as well, for all the Catholics in the crowd. What can one say about Star Wars Day? I personally have been a Star Wars fan since day 90. Summer 1977, my brother Brian and I spent that summer visiting with friends in a little log cabin in the Missouri Ozarks, way up on the side of a mountain. We were pretty much cut off from civilization. We had a television with us that picked up one channel, the NBC affiliate out of Springfield, Missouri, and didn't really know what was happening in the rest of the world or the rest of the galaxy at large. So we pretty much didn't. We missed all the hoopla that was going on when people's heads were exploding all across this great world, great land of ours. We finally came back home. My family was in the process of moving. Mom thought that me and Brian would be in the way. My older brother Rich stayed home and he helped with the move. We finally moved back into our home. Vacation, as it were, came over the 8th of August, which is Brian's birthday. I ain't saying how old. Um, and it was tradition in our family for mom to take us to say to the birthday boy, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How do we want to celebrate this year? But in 1977, our brother Rich, who's a couple years older than me, said, you're doing what I say this year. We're going to the theater. We're going to see Star Wars, this new movie that's awesome. And you're going to enjoy it. And we're going to get dinner at the restaurant across the street, and you're going to enjoy that too. And we did. And it was a blast. And we've been fans ever since. My Star Wars fandom, by the way, has kind of waned over the last 20 years or so. Kind of, sort of partly due to the lackluster prequels, as well as the lackluster books that were coming out at the time. But during the 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I was hardcore into Star Wars. Into the, what they now call the Expanded Universe. No, they now call the Legends of Star Wars Expanded Universe, I believe. All the books, all the comics, everything that was coming out. But I'm not so enthused about it since Disney took over. But I'll talk more about that perhaps at some future point in time. And I'll be sure to share my story of going to see Star Trek the Motion Picture at some point as well, because it does tie into Star Wars, believe it or not. Anyway, getting back to the calendar, Wednesday, May the 5th, is, of course, Cinco de Mayo, which is not that nerdish, except for certain peoples here in certain corners of the world. Beg pardon. But May the 5th also happens to be the birthday. May the 5th also happens to be National Cartoonist Day, a day set aside to celebrate people who write and draw the cartoons and comic books that nerds love everywhere. I personally happen to be friends, acquaintances with a number of people who wrote a number of comic books and wrote and drew a number of comic books back in the day. And I do celebrate. I mean, comic books were my first love. Before Star Trek, before Batman, before James Bond, before Star Wars, before the $6 Million Man, comic books, comic strips, I was there. I was in. And I celebrate National Cartoonist Day and the wonderful gifted artists and writers who make the magic in that happen. Thursday, the 6th of May, okay, this annually the 6th of May, is Talk Like Frank Nelson Day. For those that don't know, who are under the age of 50, Frank Nelson was an actor and comedian back in the day who had a long career based on a pretty short premise. He was a guy who had a character who didn't really change, but was a blast. He usually played a clerk in a store of some sort, and he showed up in a lot of sitcoms, 50s, 60s, 70s. and like the Jack Benny Show, Sanford and Son. The premise would be the protagonist of the program would be in a store shopping, and they need some help with something, and they ask a clerk, Frank Nelson character, for assistance, and he turns and say, "Yes, can I help you?" And they say something like, "Yeah, man, do you work here?" And he say, "No, I only wear the uniform because it goes to my eyes," or some such snarky sort of commentary as that. So to celebrate his birthday, May 6th is now Talk Like Frank and Nelson Day. You all should Google him, look him up at YouTube. Um, it's a blast, and it's a great way to annoy your coworkers, friends, and family, and schoolmates. Let's see. The 7th of May, which is today, is National Space Day. And National Space Day is a day set aside to celebrate man's achievements in space exploration. It is actually a rotating holiday, the first Friday in May. There are a few of those going around. Um, and I, for one, am grateful that we do have um, space, the final frontiers, being explored by real life astronauts and scientists finding out everything out there about reality. And I am happy to celebrate, and I suggest everyone do the same. Give me just a moment. Oh, hang on a second. I hit the wrong thingy. May the 11th coming up is National Twilight Zone Day. For those of you who know the Twilight Zone, watch it and enjoy it. It was a cutting edge. Um, the original Twilight Zone from the early 1960s was a great cutting edge science fiction and horror anthology television program. And a lot of the writers who contributed to that program later contributed to Star Trek. And um, very compelling, very great television from the early days. And I highly recommend those of you who have an interest to watch the show and to celebrate on May 11th. May 17th this year is Miracle Monday. Miracle Monday is actually the third Monday annually, another rotating holiday. And Miracle Monday is a holiday that was created by Elliot S. Megan, comic book and novel writer. It's a holiday celebrating Superman, and in fact, celebrating a particular event in one of the books that he wrote, in which Superman saves the Earth from an invasion from another dimension. Demons and devils. Um, so, yes, May 17th, the third Monday in May, celebrate Superman and look up Miracle Monday, read the book, and just have fun and go with it. May 22nd is Sherlock Holmes Day, which I am a big fan of. Sherlock Holmes. It's every year on the 22nd of May. Sherlock Holmes, being, of course, the great master detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle way back in the first appeared in 1877. 1887, excuse me. And of course in Star Trek, Data and LaForge played Holmes and Watson in the holodecks a few times. And it was alluded to that Spock just might be descended of Holmes as well. And I love the day and I celebrate. And I suggest everyone out there do so as well. Indubitably, my dear Watson. Elementary. May 22nd also happens to be World Goth Day, for those of you out there who like to live on the darker side. Um, I'm not a goth. I had friends who were goth. My goddaughter is a goth. It doesn't work for me. I can pull off black. Oh, I can pull off black, but the moodiness is not really me. But for those of you who do, who live, celebrate and let your flag fly on May 22nd. May 25th is Towel Day this year. Towel Day is a holiday. It's an annual holiday on the 25th of May, celebrating The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and related works by the late author Douglas Adams. And I love The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's one of the best science fiction comedic presentations ever. It actually started as a planned episode for Doctor Who, which the producers rejected. So Douglas Adams took his ideas and made it into a radio show, and then a television show, and then books, and then comics and games, and a phenomenon. And eventually, after years and years, and after Douglas Adams died, a movie. It still beats strong in some of us, the hearts of some of us fans. And I'm a fan. I always have been. I will continue to be so until they take a pan-galactic gargle blaster from my cold, dead hands. What else do we have? Oh, on the 26th of May is World Redhead Day. So, um, I don't know if that's necessarily geeky or not, but it's a rotating. Wait a moment. What? Yeah. World Redhead Day is May. Oh, there's also a National Redhead Day in November. Well, it is an annual holiday on the 26th to celebrate the gingers among us, if I may. Um, if that's you, if that's someone in your life, if that's someone you know and love or admire, by all means, celebrate. Let them know you're thinking of them. I must say, my favorite fictional is probably Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword, who originally appeared in Conan as a Barbarian comics from Marvel back in the 70s. And I've had a number of friends over the years who are redheads, and more power to you all. Um, the 26th of May also happens to be, believe it or not, World Dracula Day to celebrate, of course, the Count, Dracula, King of the Vampires. Um, I am not really a horror fan, but I appreciate Dracula and the impact that he and vampires and the fiction has had on the world. Um, I'm not even going to bother with trying to do a Bela Lugosi impression right now. But that's how old school I am. Bela Lugosi for me is Dracula, is vampires, is Children of the Night, darkness. And yeah, so World Dracula Day. More power to you. Go out, celebrate, have fun. Um, don't bite anyone's neck unless they let you ask permission first, please. Um, and that's all we've got for the month of May this year. Let's see where the rotating holidays end up next year. Looking ahead at June, there's a handful of pretty good holidays to celebrate. I will get into that. I'll probably record and have that ready to roll on the 29th of May. So everyone will be ready and raring to go with that. So in 3 weeks. Um, there are a few holidays in July, of course, of nerdish geeky interest, and then uh, a few in August, excuse me, August as well, um, and September. So yeah, the rest of the year there are definitely nerdish holidays to be celebrated and enjoyed. So that's it for now. Thanks very much for tuning in, for letting me come into um, your living rooms or wherever laptops you may be watching. Uh, and as Vance says, keep on trekking on. Later. Peace out. Kapla.